Question from you?
64. Yeah.
Huge for a star cast that the film had, but it had made money. Why haven't you made a film after Hamshakal?
I'll tell you why, sir. It's been 3 years. The perception of Hamshakals was so bad that you were made to believe, and honest to God, that it's the worst film ever made. Largely thanks to social media and Twitter and some part of the media. Plus, the hero of the film also spoke against it. तो वो perception इतना खराब हुआ film का कि it's one of the worst films ever made. It rates on TV, it plays back on TV every week. I think TV is a very strong medium to judge the actual real life of a film. बहुत सारी फिल्में होती हैं जो business करती हैं box office पर, but TV पे कभी नजर नहीं आती है because those movies were never meant for family watching audiences. On TV perhaps. Hamshakals plays back every week, and to think about it, 64 is not a bad number if you compare it today. But तभी क्या हो रहा था? People were expecting all those movies to do 100. 100 was like a silver jubilee benchmark. So it did not do 100. So technically, it's a flop, but not a disaster the way it was made out to be. I took 3 years because I took 1.5 years to write a script, which eventually did not get made because the script was based on the Korean film where the Korean people had to take the rights back in that stipulated period of time. Then I started working. I've worked on about 4 scripts. Hopefully, in 2018, back-to-back 2 films will start, sir. But it's helped me a little bit to understand the curves of the business, to understand what the audience really wants, and that sometimes when you're just working all the time, you are in the middle of it, you really don't know what's working and what's not working. You just keep working. When you just stand at the side, you understand things a little bit better. The mist clears, and that's, I think, what's happened. Thank you, sir. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a huge supporter of single screens. And मेरे दिल से आपका single screen हमेशा चलता रहे, sir. Thank you, sir.
No, haven't. We're just waiting for Siddharth now. No. Yeah.
Sid has come.
You're on time.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Sid.
Hi, Sid.
You're on time.
Hello, sir. Wait. Thank you. Super. I think where we have the numbers, we have the audience that's ready. We'll get to the questions after the session now. We're just waiting for Siddharth and Amrita to show up. Not that you guys are late. We just started a little early. We were like far too eager. Just absolutely on time. Absolutely on time, guys. It's only inevitable that I start with a massive elephant in this room, okay? And it's an elephant that's walking. I'm talking about the changes in the economics.
You're talking about my weight?
No, something much bigger in size. And the elephant is actually marching from Bahubali's army. And that happened in 2017. There's a movie that came out that shattered every single myth that we've known about mainstream filmmaking sitting here in Bombay. The one thing is that the movie has to have a huge star. It did not. The second thing is the movie has to have great songs. I don't remember any song of Bahubali. I don't know if you guys do. And the third thing, that a film cannot be a pan-India hit. It cannot do as well in the south as it does in the north. It cannot do as well in the east as it does in the west. And of course, across the board. Did Bahubali, I'm gonna do a full round here on this one before we even begin, the officially begin the panel discussion. Did Bahubali shock you guys? Starting with you, Siddharth. And what did you make of it?
The scale of the success definitely did shock me, at least personally. I knew it was going to be a massive hit. The second part, the first part I think shocked everyone, except probably Rajamouli, which is why he had the faith and the courage and the conviction to do what he did. But we talk about crossover movies and Indian films crossing over to a non-Indian audience. This is one film that crossed over from every state of India to the other.
Right.
Actually, the only film that ever did that. Because we've always looked at movies in India as being regional or Hindi movies or otherwise English films. And we've aspired to cross over. this actually opened our eyes to a true crossover Indian film that did not need an out-of-India diaspora audience to watch it at all. Every bit of that almost 2,000 crores of box office has come from an Indian diaspora audience.
Right.
And we haven't had to rely on a non-Indian audience for that, which a lot of our other movies, like for example, Dangal, has seen a Chinese audience in China responding to it. But Bahubali was the one film that had a crossover across states. And I think that tells us the power of Indian cinema and not Hindi cinema, Tamil cinema, or Telugu cinema,
Right.
and what we can achieve if we are able to make a film that is able to reach every Indian rather than a Hindi audience or a Tamil audience or a Bengali audience and so on.
Right. Alok, coming to you, there is a certain inventory, there's a certain thought in terms of how much a film makes, but 1,500 crore, clearly no theater owner would have thought of that kind of a number. What led to it, and did you expect it?
Oh, well, yes, it was expected. It was expected to be a great success, and we as multiplex operators knew that this movie will do well. And I think so we converted our multiplexes into single screens because all shows, all screens, all theaters were running nothing but Bahubali. And that was the pull of this movie. And as what Siddharth said is absolutely right. It was a true Indian movie. It was not a regional movie. It was not a Hindi movie. It was not a Telugu movie. It was an Indian movie where everybody wanted to see it, and they were waiting for it. In the industry, people come to know what's called the buzz of the movie, how the movie will do, how it will perform. And this was one movie which lived up to its expectations or even beat the expectations by getting in footfalls starting from early morning. I can know 7:38 we had our first shows till late at night. And people were literally, if I can use the word, dying to get a ticket of this particular movie. It was an all-round success. You talked about no songs, nobody else over there, but look at the sets, the way the story was portrayed. So at the end of the day, what became, and what we all say is content is king, and the way it was portrayed was nothing but outstanding.
I'm sorry, sir, may I ask one question, sir? Sir, but Bahubali ke time pe, even the multiplexes rates were exorbitantly high, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, unreal high, like even
Right.
up to 2,500 rupees a ticket.
Well, okay, I don't know 2,500, but I can talk about my multiplex. Our average ticket price, okay, let me, if I can just keep Bahubali aside and just talk about the rates which you just mentioned. The average ticket price of Inox Leisure Limited, which is a public listed company, last year was 177 rupees. And which means the 2,500 which you are saying, which we never charged, maximum we went up for Bahubali in a recliner seat with all the services was 1,500. That too only in not more than 200 seats across the 1,20,000 seats which we have inventory of.
1,500 rupees.
In 200 seats. And which, again, I don't think is bad. Because look at the hype, look at the rentals we pay, look at the ambience we give. That's a separate story altogether. But even if I look at the total Bahubali average ticket price, would not be across our entire chain more than 180 to 190 rupees maximum.
I mean, no matter what you charge, the fact is that people paid. People went to the theater
Yeah,
and they bought those tickets.
absolutely.
I mean, Mr. Bhatt, does it surprise you that it takes a filmmaker from Hyderabad to set up this entire, for 5 years, put this together, and really screw Bollywood in its own game, as it were? I mean, we've been talking about 300 crore, 400 crore. What is that next to these guys who just come from down south and tell you that these are the number of people who will want to go and watch a film if you make it interesting enough for them to get out of home and watch it in a theater?
See, I want to tell you one thing, Mayank, which is that this phenomenon of Bahubali is not something new for me. Fortunately, I'm born in this industry. My father came in 1928, in the silent era. So out of 100 years of Indian cinema, which we celebrated a couple of years back, I take pride to say that my family has been 84 years in the business.
Right.
So having said that, I have seen in my childhood this kind of an event experience. What do you call it? Event.
Yes.
Bahubali became an event.
Right.
As a child, I remember Mughal Azam, when the Shapurji Palanji made the only film they made. And K. Asif, who was not even a literate person in terms of education. He was a tailor. And he had the vision, the cinematic vision, which the best of schools would not teach you. And that event, when the premiere of Mughal Azam happened, I remember as a child, Maratha Mandir, where they had made the big statues of Mughal Azam and all, and the prince came on an elephant. You know, it was created, that the aura was created from the word go, and special tickets were printed. People were sleeping outside the cinema halls for 2 days to get a ticket. And there were false tickets being circulated and sold in those days. So it happened earlier also, whether it was a Mughal Azam, or it became Sholay,
Sure.
or it became a Jai Santoshima. Jai Santoshima, people used to keep the chappals out and go inside and watch the movie. It happened in India.
But that's not what I'm
And-
talking
and,
about.
and, and a person who never made a film before that.
Right.
And after that also, that was his only claim to fame, before and after. But what connect that particular film had is something which only the audience can tell. We can sit and analyze why a film became such a big hit. Oh, because it was so good and it was written so well and all, and why the picture flopped. You can give 20 reasons for that and 20 reasons why it became a success. The fact is that, I'm not saying that content is not king, yes it is, but there's something which let's be modest and be humble enough to say, is something magical which we still don't know. What connects with the audiences in the way it connects, which make films like
Fair enough.
Bahubali or internationally, the blockbusters which are there.
Yeah.
There is some connect which, some magical connect which happens.
I don't know anyone in Bombay who knows or understands box office better than Sajid Khan. Sitting right there.
That's not true.
There are other people too. You know some?
No, I
Tell
just...
me something, Sajid. Was Sholay a huge hit down south? Was Mughal-e-Azam a huge hit down south or perhaps in the east? Or
Again, what you're saying is you're talking about 25, 30 years
I'm
ago.
talking about a pan-India film.
Of course, those movies were super hits all across all centers here. But see, the reason why a Bahubali does 500 crores is because, like Mukeshji rightfully said, it's an event film. And kya hota hai ki, who are the movie-going audiences? They are the movie-going audiences. You and I watch movies every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we go again every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we go again. And sometimes we decide to skip a bad film, or sometimes we decide to see a film 2 times. But it's more or less the same audience which goes to the theaters. When does a movie reach out and do 350, 400, 500 crores? When people who don't go to the cinemas, they come out of their offices, parents, moms, uncles, aunties, people working in office, nahi, nahi, ye picture ke baare mein suna, ye picture dekhni padegi. That is how the business doubles. That is what has happened with Bahubali. Like Mukeshji rightfully said, it's an event film, it did an event business.
Right.
And hopefully it's the start of things. I am not too unsure whether a Hindi film, sooner or later in 2 or 3 years, will cross that 500 crore barrier. I mean, when Dangal did what it did in China, people could not believe that it's done it, but it's opened everyone's eyes. The same year which Bahubali opened. So, Bahubali is the start of things.
Right.
It's a good start.
Sure. Guneet, do you have a mic? So that just screws it up for you now, Guneet. Right? So, crore club, right? Yet when you look at the highest paid celebrities in the world, you'd find 3 or 4 major stars from Bollywood in it. Not, which obviously means that they're bagging most of what is supposed to be made by the industry per se, that there isn't that much flowing back into the system. Do you think that really happened? And you have a formula, which I think you must tell the audience, what you think a movie star should charge.
No, it's not a formula. It's just a thought which I discussed with a couple of movie star friends over the last 2 to 3 years, that if a huge actor is taking a particular fee, his fee should be exactly the opening day. Whatever the opening day does, if it does 10 crores, his fee should be 10 crores. If it does 20 crores, his fee should be 20 crores. If his opening day is 30
Never gonna
crores,
happen.
I know. They asked me to leave. So I left. But this is what I keep discussing. Because if you're charging, say, a premium price and you're not opening on that day, then how does it justify the film or the producer or the distributor? Then eventually it sinks the film. So even if the film does what it's supposed to do, for example, I'll give my own example. Hum Shakal's doing 64 is not a bad number had the film been made in 55, 60 crores. The film was made in 75, 80 crores, so it's a flop.
And how much of that 75 crore go to the stars? ratio-wise?
In 75, it would go, I think, around what? 25%? 25, 30 more. Almost, 30, 35%.
Wow.
Yeah.
So take that away, you have a hit.
You can't take that away, but you have to, yeah. So
Right.
that makes a big difference, if an actor should be paid a minimum guarantee, this is your minimum price, and whatever the opening day does.
Right.
So that will justify filmmaking in a very big way of making big films.
Right. Guneet, whether you like it or not, most big cinema industries in the world, and there are actually only two, they are led by stars because the audience sees the, the photo in the poster.
Acclaimed films, they were small budgeted films. They were films which had 3-star, 4-star reviews. Why didn't the audiences turn up for them? The truth is, we are running away from making Hindi cinema. Where are the background songs? Where are the songs which, playback songs, sorry. They've gone in the background. How many songs do you see today where actors are singing them? It is only these handful of stars who are singing them. And that is how music is becoming popular, and that is how music has become popular, and that is how they become bigger stars. A Shah Rukh, a Salman, an Amir, Akshay, Ajay, it will take another 10, 15 good years to, even move them from their position, because the young guys are not following suit. They're getting scared. Nahi yaar, meaningful cinema. There's nothing wrong in meaningful cinema, but it should be entertaining cinema. Like I said, there is no such thing as a good film or a bad film. No such thing as a big film or a small film. I agree with him. It's a good film or a bad film. I enjoyed Hindi medium. I enjoyed Lipstick Under My Burqa. I swear on God, I really did.
No, we believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is not such a bad thing.
But,
to enjoy.
here's the catch. मैंने घर पे देखी. I saw them on DVD. That's the difference. बादशाह मैंने जाके थिएटर में देखी.
Did you enjoy it?
We'll discuss that later. But we'll discuss that later. But the truth is, everybody's saying, where are we headed? Where are we headed? Arey yaar, it's a casino. किसी को कुछ मालूम नहीं है. Like I agree, 100% agree with मुकेश जी. नहीं मालूम है क्या चलने वाला है, क्या नहीं चलने वाला. It's a casino. Casino में दो लोग जाते हैं दोस्तों. एक जो कल रात को बहुत जीता था, डबल करने जा रहा है, और एक जो कल रात को बहुत हारा था, रिकवर करने जा रहा है. दोनों को नहीं पता दोनों की वाट लगने वाली है. Because the house always wins. So it's a casino.
On this, I'm sorry to interrupt. I would like to tell Sanjay that that's I always say to all my friends and colleagues that you can never plan a hit, but you can definitely minimize your losses.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have to make it at the real cost. Cut the flab. But that also comes with experience. With experience, you know what not to do more than what to do. So it's the flab you need to cut and really make films. When rupee well spent is rupee earned, not saved.
Right. I'm going to come to you,
I
Guneet.
just
If you
want
want to
to
comment on
say
that.
Can I
that
complete?
on the
Sorry.
other spectrum is also somebody like me जिसने बादशाहों theatre
Tubelight, Salman Khan, जब Harry Met Sejal, Shah Rukh Khan. The truth is, let's be honest here. Were these their worst films? Perhaps. Were these their badly made films? Maybe not.
But who decides that, right? I mean, it's an
The
individual.
audience
Yeah.
decides it.
Sure, sure.
Big actors have big flops.
Right.
Small actors have big hits. So that always keeps going on. Has it affected Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan's stardom? Not 1%. Their next big film will open equally big or perhaps bigger.
And you're saying that will happen for 15 years.
अरे सचिन तेंदुलकर
68 हो जाएंगे, sir.
सचिन तेंदुलकर 10 बार 0 पे आउट हो जाएगा तो क्या 11वीं बार आप उसका मैच देखने नहीं जाओगे? It's that simple.
Right.
कि नहीं आप सचिन तेंदुलकर 0 पे आउट होने वाला नहीं आउट होएगा. ये सचिन तेंदुलकर पहला 4 मारेगा, ऑडियंस विल जंप अप.
But एक दिन तो सचिन तेंदुलकर रिटायर करेगा ना सर कि खेलता ही रहेगा 68 तक.
नहीं वो उसके ऊपर वो तो ऑडियंस पे डिपेंड करता है ना.
Right.
ऑडियंस पे डिपेंड करता
Fair
है.
enough. Okay, I'm going to come to you, Guneet, because that's an important one. You're not in the casino, as it were. You're not in the business of either doubling or having lost too much. There was a time when all the films that ever went to festivals, or the festival circuit, as it were usually regional cinema. I think you were one of the first people sitting here in Bombay to have spearheaded a certain movement where we can see a film premiering at Cannes, and quite a few of them of yours actually on a yearly basis. Do you think we've reached a point where there can be a market, even if it's a small one, for Indian films to be watched at least in the art house circuit abroad, and not just the ones that we catch here?
समय बदल गया है, समय बदलता रहा है. So the times have changed. Even the art house circuit, those territory-wise conversations have been impacted by Amazon and Netflix. I mean, I'm very excited when I took Kaka Motai to Toronto, not something that I produced, but I saw and it was amazing. And it is a Tamil film, children Tamil film, and introduced it to Toronto. Fox picked it up, and it's one of their top high ROI movies from what the business that it did. So in my world, I wanted to say to Sajid that it is of course ROI.
She's talking to you here.
That, of course,
We
I
were
mean,
discussing ticket rates, sorry.
and in my world, of course, it's ROI driven. You know, what is the ROI? मतलब कुछ इतना high भी नहीं, इतना low भी नहीं है. It is moving towards the plus. But again, just now, we worked on Visarnai. It went to Venice, picked up an award there, made its money, then became India's entry to the Oscars. Right now, film called Ajji, which is going to Busan. Even if you get like right now the situation is that even if you get a Korea release offer, an independent offer, but then you get Amazon or Netflix writing off a worldwide territory deal.
Right.
So the world has evolved to that. So what is happening is कि बहुत सारी फिल्में बन रही हैं, but festivals are good at identifying good content and stamping कि चलो ये good cinema है. There is some sort of selection.
And some of it begins to work here as well.
And
Those
at least
people-
those films are then being picked up at a higher dollar price by Netflix, Amazon. Even they are standardizing. You know, they're not throwing money at everybody.
Right.
So not
And then there is a film like Dangal that goes to China, and I want both of you to comment on it because you work on the film. It goes to China and does a business of, if I'm not mistaken, 1,200 crore, and that also because it has a cap on how much you can make and how many weeks you can run. Is that
So there is very little restriction on the entertainment quotient for the audiences. So there are limited number of films which are released, whether it's from India or from Hollywood or
Right.
their own local industry.
Right.
So the nation is starved for entertainment.
Sure.
And the nation is rich today. They have money in their pockets. And now they have the windows too, for them to go and spend and experience cinema halls. So it's that. India can definitely compete, provided you have the windows. You don't have the windows. The pirates, I see my driver or my watchman downstairs seeing the Friday film. Saturday
your movie
on
only
the
he's
phone.
watching?
Yeah, he's watching it. He's watching right under my
Right.
nose, and there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do
Sir,
about
उसका
it.
पगार मत दो.
So, अरे नहीं साहब, वो चला जाएगा और किधर?
No, but I
मुझे
mean-
driving आती नहीं. But
Sure.
what is important is that we need to tell our ministers to help us first take out this license, Raj, what he rightly said. That they require 127 licenses to open a cinema hall. You know, even if an investor wants to come and invest, he gets the thought of dealing with the babus is so tiring that you give up the idea.
Right.
So you have to facilitate. China, the government facilitated it. The 5% entertainment tax, which they take, 5% only. And that money is not going into irrigation or some other department. That goes back to the building of cinema halls
Right.
for the industry for where they want that revenue. So you need that. Just see what I'm talking about, a mindset to change, whether it's in the production, distribution, exhibition, and above all, the government of India. They are charging GST, right? They're going to make money on tickets. They're going to make money on tickets. Sorry, I'm going a little.
Yeah, no, because we don't have a government
But what I'm going to say, you have to say. On platforms like this, if you don't
We'll
say.
send the video to someone.
If you
Yeah,
on
then we
platforms
got it.
like this, you don't say the minute you say.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You need to tell them that, listen, partner with us, stop the pirate from making money, let us open more windows for people to go and sit in, because for GST you will get money.
Right.
So you also will grow with us. You don't allow us to grow. By the day when you're talking, very soon this platform will not be there because cinema halls are shutting by the day. Every month, 16 cinema halls are opening in China and 16 are shutting in India. What are we talking about? The country has the same number of people living in that country and this country. The business is 5 times more. 5 years back, it was one third of India. Now it is 5 times more. Why?
Don't ask me, sir. I don't
This
know.
is simple. No, there's no simple calculation. There are more cinema halls there.
Sure.
I
So
think
you have
just to also say, Mukesh ji over here is that what was amazing I felt outside of what you're saying is that you know in India.
Don't download.
I don't download.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
How many of you are
25,
lying?
30 झूठे लोग बैठे हैं यहाँ पे 30 liars. Everybody downloads, but that's the sad part.
But we shouldn't do it I mean, at least we should give a theatrical window a chance, no? If we don't even give it that window.
No, I agree with Mukesh ji. Everything he said, the government must take steps to stop it. You know,
And first-
if piracy is stopped, automatically sales will go up. We'll not have this seminar again.
But you know, it's a combination of two things. One is, sure, we have to work on stopping piracy, but we've got to also, as producers, be careful that we don't decimate the theatrical window, because what's happening right now is that we're actually allowing some movies to be seen on digital pretty much a few weeks from the time that they're in theaters. And that is changing the movie-going habit. It is. I mean, whether we like it or not. And I completely agree with you. We might, you know, very well say, if you can't beat them, join them. It's available on pirated format anyway. But I just think that we, being the owners of the IP, should at least keep the sanctity of that window, because then how will we go out and fight piracy if we don't do that ourselves? I think that's very important.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right. But again, the catch-22, what said, I completely endorse what both of them are saying, that we should have a bigger window, because that's the way forward. Because everybody, you have to juice out every window. The theatrical business has to be juiced out to its optimum, then go to the T ward, then you go to the S ward. That's the way the international business is happening. But the fact is here, you see, also there's a problem, Alok, which I don't know, you should know better. Also the problem is that the cinema windows is shut within 2 weeks. Your third week, however good you are, I faced this problem with Ashiki too, said, if you remember, I was talking to you also at that time. The picture became a runaway hit, and the second, third, and fourth week also was getting in the numbers. And one fine day, Adil Sadani called me up, he was my distributor, and he told me that he was facing a problem in Maharashtra because some Marathi film was coming, and the local political, I don't want to take names, political party was putting the pressure on the distributor and the exhibitors to take this movie out because they wanted space for the Marathi film. And I would not say that they were wrong, they were right, because, you know, Marathi film needs to exist.
Right.
So, because, so what if my film, so there's a problem, there's a shortage. You see, this country has got so many regional languages, it's got a national Indian Hindi language, plus there are English films which are coming every week. There's no kind of an embargo like in China. Any film, any number of films can come here. Forget come here in English, but they are dubbed in various languages also. So tell me, where do you stand? It is such a clogged up scenario that you are, before you can even think of breathing, and there was a word of mouth publicity, एक film grow होती है, Tuesday को pick up होती है. Tuesday क्या है, Sunday को if you don't show the numbers on a Friday, Saturday, you are discontinued by the multiplexes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I slightly
You're
beg to differ on
discontinued.
this.
So how do you grow? There was a all-time blockbuster, I remember when I started my career, a film called Do Raaste, made by Raj Khosla.
Right.
On a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was like you're going for some chautha ceremony of some person.
That's for Sholi also,
It was,
apparently, right?
That film,
No?
that film, I remember I was there, I was a young assistant, was working under Raj Khosla films, and me and my brother both, and we had gone there to the owner, Mr. Giriraj Singh of Opera House. Opera House was the cinema, main road. And he said that, telling us, we were young kids that time, कि जाके देखो Roxy Cinema, which was close by, there Aradhna was running, which